Good morning, students. Welcome to online class. In last class, we have discussed about basis of classification of kingdom Animalia. In today's class, let us discuss different phyla of kingdom Animalia. First one is phylum Porifera. So we have to discuss about general characteristics of phylum Porifera. So we have to discuss about the general characteristics of phylum Porifera. It means what are the common characteristics or basic characteristics for the animals which are included under this phylum, that is Porifera. Okay, now what are the general characteristics? In the examination, they may ask a question, write the general characteristics of phylum Porifera, or otherwise they may ask, write the salient features of phylum Porifera. Then we have to write about some important features, important characteristics of animals which are included in this phylum. Now let's see one by one the characteristic features of the animals which are included under phylum Porifera. First one is, they are commonly known as, these animals are commonly known as sponges. So these are commonly known as sponges. Okay, so therefore this phylum, sometimes Porifera is also called as a sponges. Second important characteristic which we have to understand is where these organisms live. These organisms, they are present, they live in marine water. They live mainly in the marine water. Okay. So some animals live in the fresh water, some animals live in the marine water, but here most of them, these are almost all, they live in the marine water. Very few live in fresh water also. Okay, very few of them are living in the fresh water also. And one very important characteristic feature is they have cellular levels of organization. Cellular levels of organization. Okay, so we have already discussed about this. This is cellular levels of organization is present only in this phylum. Okay, and next characteristic is they have special features like ostia. There is a presence of ostia in these animals. Okay, when we take these animals, they have got ostia. What is this ostia? Presence of a minute pores. Minute pores or openings which are present on the surface of their body are called as ostia. Okay, for these animals, small openings are present on their body, and such openings are called as ostia. So this is a very unique characteristic of this phylum. And another one is, there is a presence of a spongocele. Next characteristic is known as a spongocele. The meaning of spongocele is a large central cavity which is present in the body of these sponges is called as spongocele. And one more characteristic is, there is a presence of a osculum. Osculum is a opening, another opening through which it is a little bit larger opening through which water goes outside. Water goes outside the body. Okay, so that opening through which water goes outside is called as osculum. So these are all different openings which are present in the body of the sponge. So these characteristics are unique to these sponges or Porifera, through which what happens, there is a circulation of water takes place in their body. Okay, through ostia, water enters into the body, and then water comes to a large space known as a spongiocele, and afterwards water goes outside. In this way, water circulation or water movement takes place in their body, and a system of movement of water in their body is called as a canal system. Canal system. So that you can understand there is a presence of a canal system in these organisms. So what is that canal system? Because there is a movement of water takes place. Okay, water enters into the body through ostia, and water then comes to a large central cavity known as spongiocele. Afterwards, water goes outside through another opening known as osculum. This movement of water is known as a canal system. Okay, what is the use of this canal system, or what is the use of this movement of water through these openings? Okay, by which what happens? Digestive process, they get nutrients from the water, which are nutrients which are present in the water. They collect from the water by this system only, and excretion takes place. So like this physiological process are carried out by this canal system. Okay, and one more important characteristic, you should not forget to write this canal system. And in these animals, there is a presence of a skeleton. Okay, so this skeleton of these animals are made up of spicules. Spicules, or otherwise you can say spicules are the skeletal systems of these sponges. And in some animals, this is made up of a spongin fibers also. Spongin fibers. Okay, skeleton is made up of either spongin fibers or spicules. So these are all very important terminologies which can be asked in NEET examinations regarding all these. And okay, next one is, in these animals, when the water enters into the body through ostia, then water comes to the spongiocele, and afterwards water goes outside through this osculum. Okay, and nutrients which are present in the water, they are collected, they are absorbed by a specialized cells. Those cells are called as choanocytes. Cells are called as choanocytes. So special cells which are present on the inner surface of this body, they are called as choanocytes, or these are also called as a collar cells. So these are also called as a collar cells, which are responsible for absorption of nutrients which are present in this water. Okay, in this way, these are all most important characteristic features. And one more characteristic is, here we have understood about their morphological features, and also the physiological process is concerned. Digestion, respiration, absorption, they all takes place through this canal system only. Okay, because they have got a simple structural organization, so that there are no different organs or organ systems will not be there, because their body is made up of only cells. Different cells are present. Okay, so that these are the primitive organisms. And regarding reproduction is concerned, they are all hermaphrodites. These organisms are hermaphrodites. So they are all hermaphrodites. I think you know that very well, or otherwise you have to understand about the term hermaphrodites. So the hermaphrodites are the animals where both male and female sex organs are present in the same animal body are called as hermaphrodites. Those animals which have both male and female sex organs in them are called as hermaphrodites. And when both male and female sex organs are present in the same animal body, okay, you have to understand that their fertilization process regarding their reproduction, this is what I am talking about, reproduction. Their fertilization is internal fertilization takes place here. Why internal fertilization takes place? Because they are hermaphrodites, and okay, afterwards the development takes place indirectly. Indirect development takes place here in these animals. What is the meaning of indirect development? Here development takes place through different larval stages is called as indirect development. So these are all very important characteristic features of this Porifera or sponges. It means here the animals which are included in this phylum, they possess all these characteristics, and the animals which have these features are considered as sponges. Okay, And you must understand, after learning about these general characteristics of these sponges, you should know some of the examples which are included in this phylum. What are the different examples? Okay, examples of the phylum. Okay, here are the some of the important examples. One is called as a cycon or scypha. Cycon or scypha. Okay, and another example is, examples are concerned. So this is cycon or scypha. Okay, and another one is spongilla. Spongilla, which is commonly known as freshwater sponge. Freshwater sponge. Just now I told you, where if you are living in the freshwater, so that this is the member which is living in the freshwater. And another one is called as euspongia. Euspongia, which is also called as euspongia, which is also called as a bath sponge, commonly known as bath sponge. Very, very important points regarding NEET or CET. So in the examination, NEET examination, they may ask these common names. So these are common names, these are the scientific names. So whatever which is written in the bracket, that is a common name, and which is written outside the bracket is a scientific name. Okay, they may ask any question regarding this. So these are all general characteristics as well as examples for phylum Porifera. With this phylum Porifera is over, and they may ask in PUC, they may ask to write the general characteristics, or in NEET examination they may ask any one of the terms of this phylum. Okay, after this let us move to the next phylum. Okay, next one is phylum Coelenterata. Phylum Coelenterata. Okay, next phylum Coelenterata. Okay, this is a little bit higher phylum than phylum Porifera, and in this once again we have to understand about the salient features or general characteristics of phylum Coelenterata. Coelenterata. Okay, in biology or in science, so when the word is used, there is a meaning for the that particular word. So now let us see what are the different general characteristics. First one, so these coelenterates, they mainly live in marine water. Most of them live in the marine water. It means they are all aquatic organisms only. Okay, they mainly live in the marine water, and as usual few live in freshwater. Few live in freshwater. So this is one generally where they live. So here you have to understand their living place or habitat, and another one is their morphological features, external characteristics, and next reproductive characteristics. So like this you have to go on recollecting the characteristics of each and every phylum. And in these animals there is a presence of very, very important characteristic regarding examination, presence of neuroblast cells. Presence of neuroblast or neurocytes. Neuroblast or neurocytes. Neuroblasts or neurocytes are present in these animals. Okay, so therefore because of the presence of this neuroblast or neurocytes, okay, this phylum is also called as Cnidaria, which is also called as Cnidaria. The phylum is also called as Cnidaria because of the presence of this specialized structures, specialized cells Okay, so these neuroblasts or neurocytes, they contain, okay, a special cell known as nematocytes. Okay, nematocytes are stinging capsules. Stinging capsules. What is that? So this neuroblast, they contain nematocytes or stinging capsules on the, okay, these are present on the tentacles. On the tentacles. These organisms have tentacles on the tentacles as well as on the surface. Okay, these animals' body has got, okay, so these tentacles are present like this. Okay, on these tentacles, there is a presence of a special structure known as these neuroblasts or neurocytes are present. These neuroblasts or neurocytes, they contain nematocytes or stinging capsules. So now we ask a question that what are the functions of these neuroblasts or neurocytes? So these neuroblasts, they are helpful in anchorage. They are helpful in anchorage. Anchorage means attachment. So this organism gets attached to any other structures. So therefore, this is one of the functions of this neuroblast cells. And one more is they are helpful in defense. So protecting. Okay. So stinging capsule, sting. So that capsule contains some poison substance with which they protect themselves. Okay. And also to capture the prey. To capture the prey. To capture the prey. So these are helpful. So these are three important functions of this nematocytes or neuroblast cells. Very, very important from the point of a need. So this is very unique to this phylum Coelenterata. Okay, Coelenterata is also called as Cnidaria because of the presence of these specialized cells or unique cells. And these cells which are present on the outer surface of the body and also presence on the tentacles, and they perform these three functions. So this is one unique characteristic. Okay, and these animals, coelenterates are concerned, they have central cavity. Here they have central gastrovascular cavity is present. Central gastrovascular cavity. Vascular cavity is present for these animals. Okay, so this is also another important characteristic. Gastro means stomach, vascular means vascular organs. Okay, so that single large cavity is present. And the central gastrovascular cavity is also called as coelenteron, which is also called as coelenteron. Coel means cavity. Okay, coelenteron, hence the phylum is known as Coelenterata. Therefore, the phylum is known as Coelenterata. You can understand here why the phylum is called as Coelenterata. Coelenterata, already I told you, eta means having. These animals, they have large central cavity, gastrovascular cavity. Therefore, these animals are known as Coelenterata. And these are also called as Cnidaria because of the presence of this specialized cells. Okay, so this is another important characteristic. And in these animals, digestion takes place. Okay, digestion. When the food is taken, the process of digestion is completed both intracellularly and also extracellularly. Okay, so this is also unique characteristic. Intracellular as well as extracellular digestion takes place here. What is the meaning of this intracellular digestion? The digestion which takes place within the cell is called as a intracellular digestion, and digestion which takes place in between different cells or outside the cell is called as extracellular digestion. And so this both process will be there in these animals. So this is another important characteristic. Next one is some coelenterates have massive skeleton. Some have massive skeletal structure. Massive skeleton, and such animals which have massive skeleton which is made up of calcium carbonate are called as corals. So these are called as corals. Please remember, Okay, these corals are the coelentrates which have massive skeleton and which is made up of a calcium carbonate. Okay, and one more very important characteristic feature. These are all unique to coelenterate. I am talking only the unique characteristics and which are all there in the NCERT textbook. And these coelentrates, all coelentrates exhibit, okay, they exhibit two different types of body forms. Two types of body forms. Coelentrates exhibits two types of body forms. One is called as a polyp form and another one is called as a medusa. Form. So that the coelentrates exhibit two different types of body forms. One is called as a polyp form and another one is called as a medusa form. So now you have to understand what are the differences between this polyp form and medusa form. So these polyps, the polyp means, okay, these animals have cylindrical shaped body. Body is cylindrical and mouth and tentacles are upward. And medusa forms, so they have umbrella shaped body. They have a umbrella shaped body. So the coelentrates which have umbrella shaped body are called as medusa forms. And coelentrates which have cylindrical body are called as polyp forms. So these are very, very important characteristic features of this coelenterata. And some coelenterata exhibit next characteristic I can write here. Some more characteristics I can write here. Okay, look. So some coelentrates, they exhibit alternation of generation. Okay, or which is also called as metagenesis. Some coelentrates exhibit alternation of generation or metagenesis. Very, very important characteristic feature regarding NEET examination. Okay, so this alternation of generation means where, okay, so this both polyp and medusa forms are present in the same animal body, so that here polyp form can change into medusa form. Polyp can change into medusa by asexually, and medusa can change into polyp form bisexually, and so this process is called as alternation of generation. So this is very important characteristic regarding NEET examination. You please remember, polyp is present and medusa is present in the same animal body. Polyp can change into medusa form can change into polyp form. So now you may ask a question, which is that animal in which this alternation of generation or metagenesis is present? That is Obelia. Obelia is the animal where this alternation of generation is present. Okay, so like this you can understand this is one very important characteristic feature. Now let's understand some of the important examples for this phylum Coelenterata. After this, let's understand about the examples. Okay, so regarding examples of phylum Coelenterata, examples. First one is regarding this Physalia. Physalia is one of the examples. Physalia, which is commonly known as Portuguese man of war. Portuguese man of war. So this is common name. This is scientific name. So this is one. Physalia, and another one is called as Adamsia. Adamsia, commonly known as sea anemone. Sea anemone. So this is another one. Okay. Next one is called Pennatula. Pennatula. Okay. Pennatula, commonly known as sea pen. and another one is known as Gorgonia, commonly known as sea fan, and another one is Meandrina, commonly known as brain coral. So these are all various examples. You have to remember these examples from the point of examination. Okay, so these are two different phyla of kingdom Animalia we have discussed. Remaining we will discuss in next class. Thank you very much.